What's up, everybody? Well, today I am here to bring to you another vacuum that's in my vacuum collection. This time it is one of my dream F&G cleaners that I've definitely been wanting to get for quite a long time, and now it is finally in my possession. What I have for you guys today is a Sanitaire SC888 Type G. This is a long time coming. I've been definitely wanting to get this model Sanitaire for quite a while. Initially, I wanted to get the Type J model because it is one of the versions that also has the headlight like this one, which mainly I was mostly after this model that was old enough to have a headlight on the front. And initially I wanted the Type J because it has the updated ST bag system compared to this old school F&G setup, which isn't really too bad once you get used to it, but I've just liked the convenience of the ST bags, even though I know they don't nearly perform as well as the F&Gs do. But anyway, I ended up buying this on OfferUp from YouTube user Mitchell Armstrong. So, Mitch, if you're watching this, I got your Sanitaire and it's in good hands, don't worry. So, link to his channel in the description box of this video, and he's also made a video of this same cleaner on his channel. So, if any of you who are interested in his videos, go check him out. But anyway, I bought this off of him and he shipped it all the way to me, and now this thing resides in my collection and it makes quite a great piece. So now let's go ahead and give a walkthrough of the cleaner. This is definitely part of Sanitaire's red commercial line of vacuums. So this is old enough to have the white handle grip, white cord hooks, and white cord. So, yeah, and white handled pedal release. So this is definitely made in the time when Eureka used to own the Sanitaire line before the line got sold to Electrolux. And as we move along down here, this does have the F&G outer bag. I think there was another variant of the Type G that would have a black outer bag versus this red version that honestly has a little bit thinner of a material than the black outer bag does. But that's not a big deal. But anyways, we move along down here. This version is old enough to have a headlight. The SC888 and SC899, the 16-inch width version of this, were one of the top end models that had headlights. Not too sure why they would put a headlight on a commercial unit, but it's best at the end of the day not to ask questions. There's not too many people that are going to be vacuuming in the dark anyway, but it is nice there. And I've always liked this over the SC886 because to me, vacuums without headlights just look plain and boring. So anyway, down here you do have your 6-position dial-in app. I have it set to the low shag setting for the pile of this carpet. And it definitely works pretty good, but this thing definitely has some power behind it. And we will definitely go through that later in its appropriate part in the video. So as we turn it around the back, as you can see, it has this label on the back, says genuine Eureka style F&G bags. Speaking of which, this is actually running a HEPA cloth F&G bag, and it was originally on the vacuum when I got it, so it was nice of the seller to include this. These filter way better than the genuine paper F&G bags do, and even the aftermarket replacements. Do yourself the extra research and get these HEPA cloth F&G bags. They will do wonders in terms of filtration. Even if you buy the more expensive Koblenz version, they are still great filtering bags. And honestly, my experience with the F&G bags, the paper ones have a tendency to get pinched right here in the fill tube where it enters the bag. It always gets pinched and cuts off airflow. But with these HEPA cloth bags, I've never had that problem. So that is one nice thing about the HEPA cloth F&G bags. So back here you do have your power switch. Typical at your foot for these cleaners. And now let's go ahead and show you the underside. This one has been upgraded with a Vibra Groomer 2, which the original brush roll for these would have been a Vibra Groomer 1. And don't get me wrong, I love the Vibra Groomer 2, and I especially like it because they have much stiffer bristles than the Vibra Groomer 1. But then again, the Vibra Groomer 1 has a much thinner profile on the brush roll to help better channel the airflow through the cleaner head better than this Vibra Groomer 2. So I honestly think performance-wise is a bit of a draw compared to them. Even though the Vibra Groomer 1 has much softer bristles than this Vibra Groomer 2 does, at least the Vibra Groomer 1 you could actually get in a 4-brush configuration if you manage to find the right one. But I really love this Vibra Groomer 2. It performs amazing, and it's just an amazing cleaner. So down here you do have your quick clean fan chamber, which this can be removed on each side to gain access to your fan. And you also do have your little latches here on the side. Let me go and turn it back here to give you a better view. So you just pull these latches on each side to help release the bottom plate. And here is the belt that is currently running in this. It's one of those clear Koblenz belts that seems to have a bit longer of a life than the Eureka RD belts. I'm thinking this one may be due to get replaced because the brush roll does struggle a little bit when it hits the carpet. So maybe for the time being, I'm just going to put another RD belt in. I'm going to eventually one of these days try to invest in these Koblenz belts myself just to see how they work compared to the RDs. So far, it's actually pretty decent. Right inside here, you do have your clear plastic Lexan fan with a 10-bladed fan. That's one of the two things that gives these F&G cleaners such fantastic airflow, is this 10-blade fan. So anyway, let's go ahead and make an effort to put this bottom plate back on. Gotta make sure these latches are lined up. Alright, now we'll go ahead and latch this back into place. There we go. And now let's go ahead and show you the model number right here. It is model SC888 Type G. The serial for this, I believe this vacuum is from 1999, if I'm reading this serial correct. If anyone knows better how to serial these, please let me know, but I want to say this is from 99. 120 volts, 60 hertz, 7 amps. By Sanitaire, made by the Eureka Company in Bloomington, Illinois. List in commercial type. And this cleaner is made in Mexico, so that's one little difference about it there. But don't let made in Mexico fool you. It's better than being made in China, like unfortunate Eurekas are now. And as you can see here along the back, I think the previous owner did have to do a little repair to seal up the bag housing, but that's not a big deal. This can be unlatched right here if you want to add a shakeout bag on this, which you can do that, but I just like the convenience of having to put the dirt into a separate bag and throw it away, so I like to keep the disposable bag set up. Even though, yeah, in a commercial environment, for like carpet cleaning business, it's much easier to have a shakeout bag, and those do have much better performance than even the F&G bags do. But in like a normal household residential setting, the disposable bags are the way to go. And don't even get me started on the bagless versions of these. I mean, my former workplace had an SC888 with the 5 amp motor, which was the more basic model. There is the SC887 that's also a bagless version based on this, which that model at the time would have had no headlight like this 888. But the bagless system on it is just proof that bagless and direct air don't mix. So anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead and plug this guy in. And the cord is in overall pretty good condition. There's just one little spot in the cord, and I honestly forget where it is, that is completely frayed off. So eventually I'm probably going to have to look into a replacement for it. But for now, it works good for time being. So now let's go ahead and get to the part you guys have been wanting to see. The turning on and demo for you guys. Now, typical direct air vacuum fare, this thing is pretty loud when it's running, but that's the nature of these vacuums. So headphone users or those with sensitive hearing, I would advise turning down your volume. So, here we go. There's the sound of the motor. Back when these were owned by Eureka, they had a much older motor design compared to the ones that are used now, that a lot of collectors have dubbed these the metal motor or the Mexican motor. I honestly think it should be better to call these the Mexican and the Chinese motors versus like the metal and plastic motors, because honestly there are a bunch of other parts on this old motor that are made of plastic. We just call them the metal motor because the top bearing plate is actually made of aluminum, which is a type of metal. So metal motor is what they call it. This definitely has a much more pleasant sound than the replacement plastic motors, so that's honestly why we like these a bit better than the plastic motors or the Chinese motors. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and turn this thing on and we'll get to cleaning. Just amazing. I'm now slowly starting to see why a lot of commercial carpet cleaners are just swearing by these. They're just amazing machines. Super powerful and definitely commercial grade. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video on the Sanitaire S6888 Type G. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.